Hey friend, Roderick Christopherson here again with another first listen review. And before I get to babbling about this album, I would just like to ask you to like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive, because today we're talking about a guy that's been around for quite a while, and that's kind of what we do here. We babble about music. I do most of the babbling, but feel free to do so in the comments if you want to share some stories and stuff, because that's what we do here. So if that's your type of thing, you know, keep it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. If it's not your thing, appreciate you checking out, but make sure you know, give it 2 thumbs down if you really don't like it. So that just makes sure we really know. But kidding aside, this really wasn't even planning on buying this album because I didn't think I needed another copy of it. But I'm talking about Eric Clapton's album Journeyman, originally released back in 1989. I know a lot of like hardcore Eric Clapton fans from the early on didn't like this album. I actually did like this album. I still like this album, even though I have not listened to it for a very long time. My journey with Eric Clapton personally goes way back to my early childhood, listening to music like 9, 10, 11 years old, somewhere in that ballpark is probably about when I figured out who Eric Clapton was. And I've told this like 100 times, but my best friend growing up had a brother that was like 10 years older than us, so we'd go and sneak all his albums and stuff and record them on the cassette tapes, and then we'll sneak them back when he wasn't around. And one of the albums we used to do that, or we did that with, was one of the Yardbirds albums. I don't remember which one, but it was one of the early ones with Eric on it. And really, at first I didn't like it, I'll be honest. When my buddy was playing, I'm like, dude, what's this? But he played it so much that it kind of grew on me, because it was one of those albums he just kept putting on and listening to, and I'm like, that's not so bad. And then heard stuff, like Slow Hand, that album, and Wonderful Tonight was just one of those songs that reached out and just like grabbed me. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. I like the guitar playing. I like just the way he did his vibrato on his strings, really grabbed my ear. And when I was learning how to play guitar, I started around 11, 12 years old, I started learning how to play guitar, and that's one of the things I wanted to do. Him and B.B. King really did that, and a lot under strings, and I just loved that. I would watch his hand, the way he did it was very unique, and I just remember trying to emulate that, and still to this day, I still have that in my playing. So, he's been a big influence on me, and so in this period of time, I know he got labeled. People either loved him or hated him at this point in time. He got labeled, I know, by people as just like kind of like having songs written for him, and then you go and just kind of sing them and then put a guitar part on it and call it that. And then I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of what this album is like. He had a lot of outside writers on this one. He's only got 2 co-writes on the whole entire thing. One of them just happens to be my favorite song on the whole album, though. But I haven't listened to this album probably since the 90s. I used to listen to it a lot when it first came out. I don't know, just not something I've gone back to and grabbed for some reason. I don't know why, but I remember when it first came out, I really liked this. His tone at this point in time was a little different. He's always had a Strat tone, not always, majority of his career, Strat, and he just has that certain sound to his guitar. Of course, his style, of course, a lot of that sound comes from your fingertips. He's no different. He did have a little bit more of a modern tone at this point in time, and this album was very highly produced in the 80s style. Lots of compression, lots of tight drum sounds and tight vocals, and I've always liked his singing too. I think he's got a very soulful voice, even when he sings the more poppy stuff that's like on here. I think that's why a lot of people didn't like this album, because Jerry Lynn Williams, who wrote several of the songs on here, like Pretending, Anything for Love, what else did he have on here? No Alibis, which is actually, I really like that song. Breaking Point, he co-wrote. So a lot of him on here. So maybe having that one writer on several of the songs, kind of on the more pop-sounding songs, is probably why he got labeled that way. But I think he sang them well. It starts with Pretending, which is like always one of my favorite songs of the album. And of course, Bad Love is my favorite song off this album. That was a co-write with Mick Jones. Actually has Phil Collins playing on this one, playing drums on this one. I didn't need to hear Hound Dog again. He's got some blues songs on here. Hard Times, Run on Faith was actually a really good blues song, even though Jerry Lynn Williams did write that one. No Alibis, I'd really like that song too. Also another Jerry Lynn Williams song, which I already said. The George Harrison song, Running So Far, is a cool little number to have on there, and I think George might even play it on that one. I have to check the credits again. The other co-write he had was with Robert Cray on Old Love. The guitar playing is great on that song. I really like the playing on that song because it has Robert Cray playing on it as well. However, that song, I just didn't care for the song that much, but the guitar playing on it's so great, so I don't know, kind of made up for it. And actually, Breaking Point's a pretty good song on here too. Lean on Me, I never really cared for that song, which is a Cecil Womack and Linda Womack's written song. I don't know, this seems really out of place on here. And of course, he ends with an old Bo Diddley, Before You Accuse Me, which he used to play a lot. He did that song a lot. But the thing that really interested me, there's some bonus tracks on here. And I don't know what it is about these reissues and deluxe issues, but they always grab me with those. Of course, I listened to them. And I guess these were actually taken from those sessions and remixed and everything for this album, from what I understand. The first bonus track, Higher Power, was actually a really good song. I'm not sure why they didn't include that on the album. It's actually a better song than a lot of the songs that they left on this album. It's a more upbeat song, but really enjoyed that song, actually. I was like, wow, I was really impressed with that one. Border Song bonus on here, I've heard that before. I think that was released on something else. Excuse me. Cannot picture what it is. I know it's been released on something else. I'm sure somebody out there knows, so if you remember what it is, comment, let us know, because I cannot remember. In case of the olds, I say that a lot. And then Forever and That Kind of Woman are the other two bonus tracks on here. Both really cool bluesy sounding numbers. Not super bluesy, but in the mid poppy bluesy area, I guess. I think I've heard That Kind of Woman before too, but I'm not really sure. But I enjoyed both of those. Both of those songs I thought were actually better than a couple of the songs that were on the original version of it. So it was worth it for me to get this. I enjoyed listening to it again. I have not listened to this for years. One thing I noticed as I was going through it is a lot of the songs just kind of don't know how to end. I didn't notice that until now, just listening through it. It's like some they just kind of fizzle out, or they fade out. A lot of fade outs. It's nothing new there, but a lot of people don't know how to end a song fade out. But some of these just kind of like felt like they just didn't know how to end. So they're like, I'll just stop playing. Well, that's good enough. That sounds like a song. We'll finish. Just end here. I thought that was kind of odd, but it was funny anyway. But yeah, really enjoyed it anyway. So that's my quick little run on this one, and I'm glad I picked it up. It's one of those albums I didn't think I needed, but after I listened to it, I realized, yeah, I did need this version of it too. So glad I did it. I don't know if they got anything else in the works for Eric to come out. I don't know if he's working anything new. I haven't really looked into much what he's doing lately, quite honestly. So maybe this kind of piqued my curiosity and checking out what's going on with Eric. So it's always a good thing when an album does that. It makes me want to go back and listen to some stuff or look into an artist, that I've maybe ignored for a little bit here now. So that's always a cool thing. So good way to start the day. So anyway, that's enough of that. I said so a lot there for some reason. And so if you're doing the drinking, you had to take a lot of shots in a row right there. But until he decides to do something else or until their next review, I'll see you.